Um, so yeah, we did a little rehearsal last Friday for this self-empowerment talk show. Still trying to figure out really what to call it, but I think it's a great idea. And so my name is Helen Fong, and I am a yoga instructor, meditation instructor. I'm also a clinical researcher too, but the main focus today is questions about and conversation about yoga in so many different aspects. And I've been teaching yoga since 2006. So going on, a good maybe 14, 15 years anyways, but um, of doing yoga since, wow, 1998. So it's been a long journey. Just in the last few years have I really taken it quite seriously, and now I'm doing it full time. Um, and with the pandemic, I continue to teach yoga online, and this is one of my offerings with one of my very good friends, Christina Gowda, who is in Michigan. Introduce yourself to.
Hi, everybody. I'm Christina Gowda, author of The Quest for the Black Penny Drawer and contributor to the column The Minimalist Yogini. I'm actually a Halifax native and Helen's old classmate, and we've been friends for more years than we've not been friends, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're married. And I'm really excited about this new edition that Helen is offering. So my question from the mat today is this. Our gyms in Michigan opened in June, and I didn't go. And the gym I belong to is quite expensive because it's a health club with, a handsome masseuse and attractive personal trainers. And I am the person that does her class and runs back to the car immediately. And so when the pandemic hit, I just started doing yoga at home. And the governor of Michigan, who I think you guys have seen in the news because there's been threats of kidnapping and a lot of ugly stuff. So she allowed gyms to open at reduced capacity in June, and it is now February. So I'm reluctant to go back simply because I'm a healthcare provider and I get to see every aspect of COVID. There's a book called Better Than Before, and it's how you instill a habit, and it's written by Gretchen Rubin. And this is a know yourself better element. If you go online and look up the 4 tendencies quiz, you'll find out which tendency you belong to. So I'm an obliger. I don't have any inner accountability, which means if I can't keep a New Year's resolution, I can't lose weight on my own. But the gym was outer accountability because you had to sign up and reserve a bike for a spin class, or you had to show up early for yoga class, otherwise there's no room for your mat, and everybody gives you a dirty look because to accommodate you, they have to move their mat. And without that accountability, I've had a very difficult time of any kind of exercise. And my question from my mat today is, how do you instill the practice? How do you come back to the mat every day or every week? What's your strategy? Like, is it costume? Do you wake up and put on leggings? Is it accountability to your future self? Like when I'm 80, I want to bend and touch my toes without breaking a rib and ending up in an assisted living facility. So how do you do it now?
Well, as far as habit forming, I make it part of my routine, I guess, during the day. And really, when it comes down to it, with the pandemic that hit us, routine is something that got really thrown left and right, up and down. And so, in a way, I've kind of looked towards ways to make things not as routine, if that makes sense. So, kind of surprising myself with, let's try this class that's happening in 10 minutes or something like that because it fits right now. Then decided, you know what? I actually can take in a Pilates fusion class. So I decided kind of like 10 minutes before the class that I could just sign in online. And I did it because I wanted to get in. I know I promised myself 2 yoga and or Pilates classes a week. So if I meet that, and it doesn't matter when it happens, if I meet that goal, then I've done what I've intended. If I do over that, then beautiful. It's like a sprinkles or gravy on top, right? So not to set up such a high bar for myself
Okay.
and just say, okay, I'm not going to say, do this every day at this time because life is going to throw you a monkey wrench. And especially for any of our viewers who have a young family or have pets, know that pets or fur babies can throw a monkey wrench into it all and say, okay, want to try something else, or even just anything. But especially people who have fur babies at home or a young family know that they can't always go to that class at 7 p.m. on a Thursday all the time. So yeah, like let go of that expectation of yourself to always do it this at the same time. Go with a goal that is more attainable, like a number of classes. It doesn't matter when it is, but say make it 2 classes a week. I was told by one of my yoga teachers that to really fully benefit from the yoga practice is twice a week. And that's very digestible to me. And I've found from my experience that twice a week, if you can give yourself that, then you will benefit from a yoga practice. I teach yoga every day, or I have these adult coloring books that are Zen patterns and designs. And I tend to do these
Oh, nice.
as part of de-stressing and an anti-anxiety activity. And you can get those at any dollar store, any Dollarama, and just pick up some of your favorite colors and just go at it. And so yeah, it doesn't always have to be the asana or the yoga postures on the mat, but it can be in another form that's again more conducive to your lifestyle. Like say you can't go on the mat right now, or um, you'd rather sit on the couch because your body is comfortable there and you want to sit next to your partner, or you want to sit next to your dog, or you want to spend a little time with people but yet also in your own head, and that they understand that as well, and that's part of your anti-stress activity.
Mhm.
And again, that's all part of yoga, and what's its intention is to bring together the mind, the breath, and the body, and also some connection to your inner self, and also some would say to your spiritual divine nature. So yeah, because when you're doing art or doing something meditative, we tend to go to a different place. It can be some form of avoidance, but at the same time it's a kind of a sanctuary just for those, I don't know, it may end up being a whole hour. Know that if even if it's just 5 minutes of doing that, and you have to go to real life, know that you've given yourself at least that every day, doing something of that nature for yourself. So
Do
that's
you
what I
go
do.
to the gym?
I actually, at the beginning of the pandemic, I did not. As restrictions eased in Halifax, I did go to classes in the summer, and in the early fall. Um, Restrictions were eased even more in Nova Scotia. And then we had to shut down again because the second wave hit us.
Yeah.
And then now we're easing a little more, and the restrictions allow for live in studio classes as well as a combination of online. So all the teachers who choose to teach at the studio teach both to a limited number of people live in studio and pretty much an unlimited number of online. clients. Um, for me, as a teacher right now, knowing that March break is coming up, and though Nova Scotia has very low numbers right now, um, I hear through the healthcare circles about how there's some concerns about a third wave potentially, and that there are different variants coming to our region, if not already. Actually, I think a few cases of the UK variant has landed themselves into Nova Scotia just
Yeah.
in the last week or so. So all of my classes non-studio are all online at this time because I can't rent any space because of the restrictions here in the province. They don't allow
Understood.
for us to like rent space for recreational.
So,
Mhm.
so the strategy you use is keep the activation energy low, right? Like 2 classes a week and you will get the benefit. So
Yes.
just try for 2.
Yep.
So don't just say I'm gonna do yoga every day, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach.
Mm-mm.
You're saying I can manage 2 classes and I'll fit it in where I can.
Mhm.
Okay. So my strategy has been don't go downstairs. So wake up, brush teeth, jogging pants or leggings. And so I guess my strategy is costume. Because if I go downstairs, I make coffee and coffee tastes great with biscotti. And oh, look, I don't have any clean coffee mugs. And the next thing you know, it's 6 o'clock at night and you're still cursing the dirty kitchen and you've cooked 4 meals and you don't have the energy. So that's my strategy. Do you do yoga on an empty stomach first thing in the morning?
No, actually,
Okay.
I eat a little something,
You do.
and yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'll eat a little something. Um, I'll make a like a smoothie or something like that, and I just blend it up and I drink that while I'm like on the computer checking messages and stuff like that
Okay.
before I decide to go and take like an online class with my laptop on another part of the room. So I
Okay.
guess like I try to build like a little bit of routine. Like I wake up, I make sure that I, brush my teeth and have a routine that way just for my own self-care. And then I
Mhm.
make sure I have something in my stomach. Yeah, but nothing too much, just a little something. Um, because, some heaviness in the stomach is not great for inversions if you're going to be upside down for any reason, or if
Yeah.
you're going to be on your belly for different yoga postures. So normally if I'm going to be like teaching or practicing yoga, I do want to make sure I'm not going in starving
Okay.
because my mind and my mind won't feel so great. So I want myself to not feel hangry, I guess, when I'm doing yoga.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to be like so full that like have a spaghetti dinner or something before
Okay.
eating, before
Got it.
doing yoga. And again, it depends on the kind of yoga that I do. If I can have a little more, it's usually when I do like a very low impact class like yin yoga or restorative, something you just sort of like lie down and do nothing, or just sit down and do nothing or whatever. That's the kind of yoga that would be okay to have a little something more. But normally I would say that it's important to have just a little bit of something in the stomach.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Thank you, Helen.
Yeah. You're
All
welcome.
right. So, yeah, my question was about habit formation. How do you come back to the mat every
Hmm.
single day? I use every strategy there is that my tendency. I'm an obliger. There are 4 tendencies: obligers, questioners, rebels, and upholders. The
Okay.
most common is an obliger. They
Okay.
respond to outer expectations. They never pay bills late. They don't break traffic rules, but they can't do an inner expectation. They can't uh, hold a New Year's resolution. They can't lose weight. Like if the doctor says you need to lose weight, they won't. They just won't. But if they have outer accountability, if they create artificial outer accountability,
Mhm.
they get the job done. So in my case, the reason why I was able to at least make it to one yoga class a week is because I have an app for the phone for the
Mhm.
gym that I belong to. And if I don't go to, like, I know what time the class is. And if I don't go to the class, if you like take room in a yoga class 3 times and don't show up, you're sort of in gym purgatory.
Oh, and they start to follow up on you.
Yeah, so
Ah.
yeah, and it's getting even more strict because now our gyms are only allowed to operate at 25% capacity or 50% capacity.
Yep.
So if you say you're going to go to a class and then don't show up, they get very annoyed, and they've cut that down
Mhm.
from 3 strikes you're out to 2 strikes
Yeah.
you're out.
Uh-huh. Yes.
And I also have like accountability to my 80-year-old self. Like the body I had at 20, I was born with. The body I have at 41 is the one I deserve. And the body I have at 80, I hope it'll be the one that, that put the years of work into it. Because I'm
Right.
at that age where if I don't do yoga, things start screaming, joints,
Mhm.
hurt, flexibility goes, your mood is sour, and
Mhm.
you've become a curmudgeony old lady at 41. So yeah. So I use every strategy. The strategy of costume. If you're
Mhm.
in sweatpants, you're doing yoga. If you roll out the
Yep.
mat, you're doing yoga.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for me, it's environment. The minute I come down the stairs, I just feel that I'm needed. I'm needed to cook and clean and
Mhm.
laundry and go to work and see
Yeah.
patients, come home,
Mhm.
at the dog. And so my strategy is don't come downstairs. Don't, ain't no good gonna come out of coming downstairs.
Yeah, so like get it started pretty much right away before
Yeah,
other exterior, like
yeah,
external
yeah,
stimulation comes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Everything has a requirement from you. Everything is an obligation. So,
Mm-hmm.
and if I do
Mm-hmm.
it first thing in the morning, with me being a diabetic, blood sugar is a concern, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? I fall out of tree pose and just go run downstairs and drink
Yeah.
water and have
No,
like,
for sure.
a protein bar. It'll be fine,
Yeah.
you
At,
know?
I
So,
mean, at the same time, like saying that, it kind of puts you in a good mood to do that activity, I guess. So it's not
mhm,
like it's something that like you're forcing yourself to do, but it's something you go to when you're in a good headspace.
yeah,
But at the same time, you can also go to when you're not in a good headspace, because
yeah,
yoga is a great way to get the issues out of your tissues. I guess I like to use
yeah,
that analogy.
that's a great,
So you can like it's okay to
yeah,
say, okay, I'm taking this yoga class because I need it to
hmm,
do A, B, or C, whatever
yeah,
it is. Like
yeah,
say you're grieving the loss of somebody who passed away, or say you had a conversation that you weren't all that happy about, and you're really angry about something, and yoga in a way could be your respite from all that, just for that 45
yeah,
minutes or that hour. And so something that you go to remedy a situation. So it's not just one thing. And and when we let go of that expectation, that's when we really get the real juicy bits of our yoga practice, right? So
yeah,
so that we're not like suffering through it
yeah,
in any way.
agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Another great episode now, Helen.
Yeah. We talk to
Yeah,
each other so well. So Tina and I
yeah,
go way back,
yeah.
and we'll have more conversations like this for you guys to
Plenty more to
watch.
come.
Plenty more to come. It'll be a surprise when I post that. I'm not sure when, but whenever you see it, it'll be that day.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, Helen.
You're welcome.
All
Thank
right.
you, Tina.